Hi, Timothy. I was reading through your writing here, and okay, okay. So it looked like you submitted the Photoshop doc. That's fine. That's fine. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. One of the things I think was really interesting here is your own self-critique, where you say this doesn't appear like it would be in a magazine ad, but rather as a kind of a flyer. And I agree, and I think that that's a really good observation on your part. Self-critique is really, really important as a graphic to develop your ability to critique yourself is something that is very, very important. And this all points to the actual the development of your critical and analytical skills as a graphic designer. That's why we rely so heavily on the critique process in these classes, is because it's meant to help you develop your critical skills, your analytical and observational skills. And in cultivating those skills, you're also improving your ability to look at your own work and decipher areas that can be improved upon. So I really, really found those comments to be interesting. So thank you for sharing. Let's go ahead and jump right over to the ad. Here we have it. Now I agree with the ad. First of all, let me just take a look here. But just at first look, I don't think this is 8.5 by 11. And so if we go ahead and take a look, if we go to Photoshop image size, we can see we are set at 3.6 inches by 5.6 inches at 300 ppi. Don't forget, this is required to be formatted at 8.5 by 11, of course, in Illustrator. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at your use of typeface. We're seeing italic or oblique, italic, we'll call it italic. When you hear oblique, that refers to italic, but as we can see, let's go ahead and select that typeface right there. And we go to our character panel, which is right here. It looks like you have Arial Bold Italic for all of your typeset. Now, don't forget, headline is required to be set in Arial Bold, subhead Arial Bold Italic, and body copy in regular Arial. Okay. The next thing we see is I do not see the masked image from assignment 2-1. Remember, we worked so hard on that masked image. Let's go ahead and get that placed. That is required. Then we have a couple of other areas. So you've got, so we don't have full contact information here. Actually, or do we? Well, we're going to need full contact information. So what I want to do is I want you to take a look at the examples in the announcements. And the reason this doesn't look like a magazine ad is because basically it's not formatted as a magazine ad. Typically, the formula for a magazine ad is, as we see it and used in this regard, and what I'm really directing students towards is to approach this as a single image for the background, and then set your type accordingly: headline, subhead, and then the paragraph of body copy. And this will allow for a great deal of visual harmony, and it will definitely allow for a great deal of typographic and visual hierarchy. Okay, let me show you the formula. If we go over to the announcements area, we'll see this this formula that works over and over and over. And the formula is this: background image, one background image, okay, masked image, contact information, logo, and then on the background image, incorporated right into the image, is headline, subhead, and then a paragraph of body copy describing the promotion. We see that working over and over: headline, subhead, paragraph of body copy, masked image, contact information, logo. So I really want you to jump out to the course announcements and take a look at these. Here's an interesting configuration right here, because this designer opened up the bottom of the composition and by placing the contact information up at the top. So I thought that was really an interesting and very versatile, very useful decision right there. So at that point, I would say, let's go ahead and get your background image. Let's get your headline in place. Make sure your headline and subhead have to do with the resort, as well as maybe try to draw a connection between the headline and or subhead and the promotional offering. But again, the formula: headline set in Arial, subhead set in Arial, headline set in Arial bold, subhead set in Arial bold italic, body copy set in regular Arial. Be sure to include the masked image from assignment 2-1. Be sure to include a background image that consumes the entire background. That's it, really. So let's go ahead and make those changes. I want you to do this relatively quickly. And the reason because it's already Friday. By the time I'm looking at this moment, it's Friday, and we're starting the banner ad next week. So the banner ad is based on the magazine ad. So in a perfect world, the magazine ad is done and ready to go so that we can begin working on the banner ad based on the attributes from the magazine ad. Makes sense? Okay, so let's go ahead and get this reformatted and resubmitted right in here. And I'll go ahead and make appropriate comments and recommendations in a full critique when you go ahead and resubmit. At this point, I'd say the most important thing is to let me know if you have any questions at all. Okay, great. Thank you very much.